Hello friends! If you are tired of the noise and bustle of tourists in Phuket, then this video is definitely for you. Now we will show you a selection of cool non-tourist places, and this is one of them. We found this place by accident. Every time we drove along the road it caught our eye, and so we chose a free day to see what was there. And as they say, looking for copper but found gold. In general, we are in an abandoned Thai villa. Here you can watch the plains, swim in a dry pool, swim in a wet pool. What a stunning view here! The airport is literally at arm's length and the sight is simply mesmerizing. But all this time I was worried about one question to which I never found an answer. Why was such a luxurious villa in such a beautiful place and with such an incredible view abandoned? Someone else noticed this place and set up a tent here. What can I say? Cool idea. Who needs inexpensive housing in Phuket? Write to us. At Panwa Cape you can find Khao Tower. This is one of the most secluded and interesting viewpoints on the island. A stunning panorama opens from the platform of the three-tier tower. The tower itself is located at a 100-meter elevation, which allows you to admire the southeastern part of Phuket at 360 degrees. And from the top of the tower you can watch the floating fishing village. In general, this is a cool, quiet place, and most importantly, there are very few tourists here. There are many beautiful Thai temples in Phuket, but most often the territory of even the least spectacular of them is crowded with tourists. And it was a great surprise for me to find a temple called Wat Kiti Sankaram. Not only does it have a large, very beautiful green area, but it is also located in the area of one of the most tourist beaches, namely Khad beach. The temple is also a monastery where monks live and practice Buddhist rituals. It is an important spiritual site for locals who come here to worship the spirits and take part in meditation and other religious practices. To be honest, no matter where I placed or directed the camera here, the picture turned out simply wonderful. Either this is a very photogenic temple or God's providence. 100 meters from the place where we are heading there is a cool observation deck which offers a gorgeous view of the east coast of Phuket. And if the sky is clear, you can even see the famous James Bond Islands. We go down from the observation deck and we are there. Another very unusual place. Now I'll give you a room tour. In general, this is a large unfinished hotel with 2 or 3 swimming pools. I tried to count how many buildings there were, but I lost count. No, there are not so many of them, you just start to get distracted by some small details and forget that you are counting something there and why you came. Here you even want to speak in a whisper. In one of the buildings there is a very cool mural by a local artist on the wall, and it fits great into the overall picture and adds atmosphere to this place. I was also so excited about flying around this hotel that I almost destroyed the drone on a tree. I still don't understand how I dodged it. Incredible place. If you are tired of beaches, restaurants and observation decks, this is definitely the place for you. If you come here, be sure to wear comfortable shoes, watch your step and use your head so that you will never need medical insurance during your vacation. And we move on. There is another very unusual place on the west coast of the island. A mystical place, straight out of an Indiana Jones movie. We were all waiting for a huge boulder to roll towards us. Local residents come here to bring gifts to the spirits. In general, a very atmospheric place, the epicenter of which is the huge statue of Tao Suan. This is the god of giants, one of the 4 great kings who cares for and protects the human world. Often in Thai temples he is present as a guard for the Buddha, bestows wealth, good luck and protects against any evil forces. Locals say grandfather Visuan protects. At the entrance you are greeted by unusual Nagas located along the steep stairs. They are unusual because of the shape of their heads, usually the heads of a dragon or a snake, but these are more like a rooster's. And if you are a pirate at heart, then you should definitely like the next place. Have you ever been on an abandoned ship? No? Then all hands on deck. When you enter the ship, be careful, there is barbed wire there. This ship was once a very popular cafe, but unfortunately, today this is all that remains of it. And you know, when I look at such things, it's as if I'm plunging into the history of this place, trying to imagine in my head what it all looked like when it was working, and there were a lot of visitors here. Someone was sitting nicely and chatting and drinking a cocktail. A cheerful and smiling bartender was wiping down the bar counter. A couple of girls stood by the fence and took selfies against the backdrop of a gorgeous sunset. And then the wind moved a sheet of metal behind me and I jumped in fright. You may have noticed that I walk very strangely. The whole point is that I walk in places where metal beams are laid, because the floors are rotten and there are visible holes here and there. So keep this in mind and be careful. Looking at this frame, what do you think it is? Abandoned? Hotel? Floating market? Pablo Escobar's villa? 7-Eleven store? Those who chose the hotel, you are wrong, this is the abandoned floating market Thalang Manikram. Unfortunately, quite soon after the opening of this place, the pandemic began. Well, you understand, but what a beautiful place it was. Mini Venice in Phuket. We found for you photos of what this place looked like in its best times. And we are very sorry that those times are gone. By and large, it was an ordinary Thai bazaar. Only a huge amount of money was invested in it to make beautiful decorations in a traditional style. Well, you move along it not on land, but by boat. There you could feed the fish, have a Thai massage, paint a shirt, learn fan painting, learn how to cook Thai sweets and just have a delicious meal. But the most important thing that they focused on when creating this place was the surroundings. There were photo zones everywhere. You were invited to rent beautiful Thai traditional clothes and visit one of the professional photography studios or simply hire a photographer. Various acrobatic shows were also held here. Let's hope that the history of this place did not stop, but was just put on pause, and in a couple of years everything will work as before. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, a little bonus. Here nearby, literally 100 meters away, there is another very quiet and beautiful temple. The temple is named after a monk named Luang Pu Sufa. According to legend, he is 115 years old and lives in 5 worlds. And his famous talisman is called the Great Luck Spider, which adds +100 to eloquence and sales ability. The temple is guarded by magical crocodiles, helping to protect against scoundrel thieves. Well, if you put the legends aside, this is just a very clean and beautiful temple. You most likely won't get inside, but walking around the temple grounds, you will definitely get aesthetic pleasure. Do you know what is most interesting? Being located 10 minutes drive from the most famous temple, Wat Chalong, we never encountered tourists here. You can find even more interesting tourist and non-tourist places in Phuket in our guides. If you like our videos, then by purchasing one of our guides you not only support our channel, but also benefit for yourself. By the way, a mug of coffee costs more. The link will be in the description. That's all for today. See you in the next video.